Hi, I'm Rob Boyd, an English photographer from the UK. I decided to create this podcast series talking to international photographers whose work I truly love. I realised I knew nothing about these amazing people apart from their names and their stunning work. So I created a set of hopefully entertaining questions that finds out who they are and what they love. Hello, Ramon. Encantado.
Hi, Rob. Nice to be here. Very pleased.
I've been following your work for ages. Amazing. Absolutely amazing, my friend. If you could start by telling me your name and your Instagram name.
Yeah, my name is Ramon Aguilo, and that's how I go into the Instagram too, as Ramon Aguilo with a score in the middle. And yeah, I had the nickname before, but I thought that was kind of silly to have a nickname, and I put my real name, and that was it.
Where do you live?
I live in Bremen, or the Bremen, like the Germans say, northern Germany, between Hamburg and Hanover. And yeah, little city, 2000, and yeah.
Amazing. And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Palma de Mallorca, the city of Palma, in the island of Mallorca. And yeah, was born there, 77. So long time ago already. And yeah, miss it quite a lot because of the weather and the people and everything. Now I'm here, and yeah.
So if I visited you, where would you take me to shoot?
I think in Bremen, well, there's a cathedral, of course. There's the old town, mixture of modernism and new style from beginnings of the first century. And it's also very little. Huh? I think the best thing would be to go to Hamburg, which is 100 kilometers away from here, and to spend the day in Hamburg. But Hamburg is a very big city, and the subway is a lot bigger. And yeah, I think we will go to Hamburg. Have fun.
Brilliant. What's your favorite destination in the world?
That's a tough one because I haven't been a lot around in the world. I think I haven't left Europe. So imagine I've been to the northeast part of Europe. I think I went to Prague, Czech Republic, and the southeast part I think is Granada in Spain. I like Italy very much. I like the people. I would like to be an Italian. I think they are very funny people. They are serious people. The art they created, the story, the culture, and the food is amazing. The weather, it's another story. It's a nice country, and the language is amazing. Speak Italian is like singing in the rain, like happy all day. Yeah, Italy, it's very simple. Huh?
And also, where would you like to most visit in the world?
Yeah, but I haven't been. I would like to go to cross the ocean, USA and New York, but that remains a dream. So we'll see in the future, maybe. Amazing places in the USA, but New York is the spot. As a street photographer, where you see those amazing lights and contrasts and steam going on and smokes and characters and everything, when you like a movie, it is. And I would like, yeah, that would be fun to go to New York sometime. And Tokyo is the other side of the planet. But Tokyo, although I'm a little afraid that it would be to be overstimulated by so many things, so many people and lights and contrast and shadows and umbrellas and hats and people. But it would be also fun. Yeah.
If you could photograph anyone in history, who would you shoot?
But there's one person that I don't think we have 2 or 3 pictures of him. That's a writer. I don't know if you know J.D. Salinger, the writer from The Catcher in the Rye. I think we have only 2 or 3 pictures of him. He was very shy. He didn't like photographers or journalists or so whatsoever. And I would like to pick the camera and take a pair of pictures of him. You know, the Bruce Gilden style. You know, the photographer from New York who puts in front of the camera in front of the people and makes portraits with a flash. That would be great. To find Mr. Salinger in the grocery or whatever on the street and place the camera in front of him. So cheers, and have a great portrait of him. And I don't know if we would survive that, but I think that would be funny.
Another random question. Tell me a fun fact about yourself.
I don't know how to explain that. I'm the Ramon Aguilo as my name. I'm the 15th Ramon Aguilo in my family. Yeah, yes. My father is named Ramon Aguilo, his father, and his father, and his father, and I'm number 15. Yeah, that's supposed as the first Ramon Aguilo went maybe with Columbus to America. I don't know. That's a long time ago. But I'm the one that broke that tradition, and I have a son, and I didn't name it like me. And yeah, I thought, what the hell? That's kind of boring, always the same name. And we have to be free, and we have to break the rules sometimes. And they said, no, I won't do it. And night dreams, that my relatives visit me at night as a ghost and say, well, what have you done to our family? And say, but I don't want to do it anymore. So, yeah, I don't know if it's a fun fact, but it's a fact from my family that I'm the last one. I'm the last Ramon Aguilo of my family.
What's your favorite word?
There's a word in German that's I like very much, and it touched me because of my biography. And this is the word Heimweh, like home pain. So that is just, but it means when you miss something, and particularly when you miss your home, and you miss your hometown or wherever your family are, you have Heimweh. And in German, they express it that way, as if you're suffering, you're having pain, and it's a pain. Yeah? It's not only, sick is another level. Yeah? In Germany, it's hurt, it hurts, but sick, it's also kind of poetic. Yeah, English and German are languages of the same origin, so that maybe. And I can understand that the Germans and the Anglo-Saxons were people that always were wandering, going away to battle this, to battle there, campaigning here, campaigning there, and that had sometimes had to have this feeling.
When did photography click for you? Excuse the pun, but what moment did you realize you could take a good photo?
Well, I'm still working on it. It's always a journey. That's the good thing about photography. That 4 or 5 years ago, as I started, it was after the pandemic, I think, or in the pandemic. I don't know. I'm from a generation, I suppose you too, Rob, that grew up going to the cinema. We had no Netflix, no such things. We had just one television at home, and that was not fun to watch movies. You have to go to the cinema. That was the place, the only place, and my imaginary world. Well, my imagination grew up and with images and stories and everything. In this particular world, photography is very important. It's not nowadays that it's made everything with digital effects and so on, and computer animations and those. No, when you see movies from, I don't know, Orson Welles, you see Western from John Ford, and you see Alfred Hitchcock, and there's there's so much of photography that you can learn with this. So much stories you can tell with cinema, that it was always a kind of love story for me. The photography and the love for the picture. And yeah, I always, as a teenager, I started taking pictures with film. That was also the fact a long time ago. And I abandoned it a little bit as I started studying and then working. But again, with the pandemic, then all started all over again. I discovered digital photography, which also is also very nice. Another experience, had nothing to do with film.
And what's your favorite 3 photos you've taken, and why do you like them?
Yeah, I think the first one is it's a picture of a silhouette of a guy here in Bremen. It's a black silhouette, and the background is in yellow, and the guy is looking backside, and there's some shadows there. And yeah, I think it was one of my first pictures that where I tried to make the work with a silhouette. I didn't know how to get it right. And that moment, as I was playing with the camera and the frame, and I saw the guy and the light, and suddenly everything just came to that particular moment, and I pulled the trigger, and it came out just as I wanted, because the light and the contrast, and that played a very good very good shape. And for me, it's a fine picture too, because it doesn't seem that it's taken in Bremen, because the light was a very sunny day, and it seems that it's taken, I don't know, in Marrakesh or in Africa or whatever, another country, or in Spain. But the funny thing is that this building or this wall doesn't exist anymore, because they painted it in gray. That's a kind of tragedy, but it represents also, as I told you before, the spirit of the city. There's a good, beautiful thing in yellow that shines with the light. They say, no, we want it in gray. Of course, and then you can go there, and you won't have any good picture. Right? But they have it in gray now. Now this wall is in gray, so there's a kind of romantic remembrance for me for this picture. And then the second one is a picture I took from a mother. I think it's a mother and son, or it's his son. They are with the shadow. The sun is hitting them, but not in the face. The face is again deep with the shadow. And then there's a guy on the left, which is looking straight to the camera, as if was going to say something, like, what are you doing, or what are you making, or whatever. And that picture, I like it because it was quite unintentional, because I wanted to have the picture of the woman and the child. But as I was focusing, the guy came into the frame in precise that moment as I was pulling the trigger. So it went perfect for me, and it has this combination of these pictures from Alex Webb, the photographer. Sure, you know him. This kind of where the people is in a straight place, and the light is hitting, and it's just sits well, and that's one of my favorite pictures. I was casual, but sometimes photography it's this way. You are preparing a picture, and then a person comes around, or someone turns around, and the picture changes 180%, and you have fully another picture, and it goes, and it's a fine picture. So, and the third picture, I think it's the one from a lady who is smoking in a hotel here we have in Bremen, the Atlantic Hotel. And the colors are kind of great. So orange and then beige. You see a little bit of the deepness of the room, and there's a reflection of a car behind that you can see. And yeah, that's I like the picture a lot because you don't see a lot of people smoking cigarettes anymore because everybody's vaping and those kind of things, which are total horror. I think they are horrible for photography. Not the steam. The steam is great, and that's. But this kind of thing, it's so unsexy. The cigarette was amazing to see someone smoking a cigarette for a photography. When you see the older pictures from, I don't know, from James Dean or Montgomery Clift or those people, Marlon Brando, a cigarette that has style. Of course, awful, makes cancer. It is horrible for your health, and you shouldn't do it. But for the aesthetic sense, as you can't compare with vape. After vape is horrible, horrible. But you know. That gives us another meaning for me to the picture, which I like very much, because older people still smoke. You don't see older people vaping. They still hang on the cigarette and they say, I'm not a fool. I'm not going to go to play with this, I don't know, with this thing, with this mundharmonica or whatever that is. I still smoke and enjoy the smoke, and I will die smoking. Good for you. And that's what I like the picture a lot too.
What advice would you give to a new photographer?
I would say to him to start small. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, they think that they buy a Leica or they buy a Sony A7 IV or whatever, 4,000, spend a lot of money with a camera, and they already think, well, I'm going to take the best pictures of the world. I'm done. And then you see their pictures, and you say, well, okay, of course, they're wonderful people shooting wonderful pictures with Leicas on very expensive cameras. That's not the issue. But when you are starting, as I started with a cheap Nikon from 2006. I bought it secondhand, of course, and that gives you still a lot of possibilities to play with your imagination, to play with your eye, to get used to what the frames, how to shoot, to get slower, to slow down, and look at the light. The light is the most important thing at all. Most important that any camera and any subject, and when you don't have light, you are lost. You are blind on the streets. Start small, because if you stimulate your imagination, when your camera is not that good, that you have to think for the camera and not let the camera think for you. I think you'll get a better photographer. It can be hard and it can be frustrating sometimes, and of course, maybe you just have one great shot in one day, as if you are in New York where you have 20 or 30. But for the start, I think is the best start, because when you can do that in your environment, to look where the spot is and to accommodate to the environment, then you go to another city and then it flows. Then it goes there, I think, very easy, or much easier for you.
And finally, what's next? What are your photography goals?
I'm shooting I'm starting to shoot a little bit of abstract to catch the movement and to catch the face expressions from the people. This kind of abstract photography, when you try to catch the movement, I don't fix myself very much in to catch the movement of people running or jogging or whatever. That all can be amazing. but I try to fix myself in portrait. Again, not trying to bore, to get bored of myself. And if you go with that attitude, I don't think, don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Well, our time is up. Thanks, Ramon. Amazing. Learned so much about you. And, I love your work. That's why you're here. And can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks, Rob. It was a pleasure, and I appreciate your time and that you had this idea. I find it great, amazing, and looking forward. See you again. Take care.